Hi friend, today I want to show you how to export your images in the most effective way using Lightroom. Whether it's working with your holiday photos or maybe photos from your client, chances are you end up with hundreds if not thousands of images over the course of one photo shoot. The process of exporting images is as important, I would argue, as adjusting the images themselves. You don't want to spend so much time on adjustments and later on export it in the wrong color profile or wrong resolution. I will also share with you a really cool trick that makes the images ready for social media in terms of sharpness, so stick to the very end of the video. Let's dive right in. So we are currently in the develop module where I've been working on 3 specific images. These images have been worked for clearing unwanted items. If you're interested in this video, head to the description. But here you can see that I've been working on clearing some of the lights from this line here and then applying the presets and making a lot of different corrections. The same here for this image. I've been clearing the skin, dropping a little bit of the clarity to make the skin a little bit cleaner, and also applying a radiant preset, one of my warm radiance presets, to make the colors pop a little bit and the image make it a tiny bit brighter. So I'm happy with these 3 effects, and what we can do essentially is we can export it from here. So if I want all 3 images to be exported, I want to select all 3 and I can hold the command and then select all 3. I can also hold shift and select on the first and hold shift on the last image. So I can do it from here, and I can hit right click and hit export. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is if I hit G for grid and I'm back to the library module, I have my 3 images here. Again, you may have certain filters. So let's say if your images have, let's say, 5 stars only, and these are images you want to export, then you filter it through and then make the selection. Once we have these 3 selected, we can hit export from here. And then we have our export window, and this is the area where we have to specify the details for our export. So the first section is export location. So where do I want to export it? I usually go with the same folder as original and I put it in the subfolder called edited. So I keep it in the same location as my original images. Of course, there are other options, so you can drop it to specific folder. You can ask to choose the folder later, but this is my kind of default option here. So I'm putting it in subfolder. Then the file naming. So here we can change the name of the file, and honestly, when I'm working with clients, I generally keep the file name the same for consistency reasons. If I want to find the original image, I will be able to find it by the file name itself. But in some circumstances, you may decide, hey, I want to upload this to Google Drive. I want to upload it to some cloud storage that later on will be shared with clients. I don't want those numbers to appear there. I want to give it a different name. So that's possible here, and you can create certain sequence, start with a 0 or let's say 1000, and it's just going to go up. So this is pretty handy, but most of the time I don't rename my files. So then video, this is if we would be exporting videos. Now in file settings, you specify the file extension. So if you want the typical JPEG, we'd go to color space sRGB. This is the perfect space for anything that will go on social media, so 99% of your work would be in sRGB. It depends also on your client and what the deliverables they are requesting. Also something to mention, the JPEG XL. This is a very interesting file format, and essentially it has a very amazing compression compared to our standard JPEG. So you can see that I can choose lossless quality. I will not lose any quality to that image. Also, because of amazing compression, the image will not be much bigger than the standard JPEG. So this is something to consider, as no image data will be lost in the process. So I'm gonna stick with JPEG XL, and I'm going for the lossless option. In terms of resize, here we can choose to resize the image. Of course, right now our cameras take pictures in millions of pixels, but for Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, you may not want that big of a dimension. So usually what I would do is the longest edge of the image, I may drop it to, let's say, 2000 pixels. So I want to resize it to 2000 max. And this is area I want to stop for a second. This output sharpening is one of my sneaky tricks for social media output. If I'm uploading something to social media, I would always sharpen it to matte paper and select standard. It gives that extra pop, extra sharpening that is very handy and looks very beautiful on images on social media when uploaded to Instagram or Facebook. I really like this. I recommend that you try it. Metadata, here we can specify if we want to remove our personal information or camera raw information. So camera model, camera lens, the f-stop that the image was taken at, or maybe you want to just keep on copyright information. So that's where the metadata will go. And then the watermark. So we can apply watermark. You can create a watermark on yourself. So you can specify the watermark, different font. You can place it in different locations of the image. You can create a proportion and change the size if needed. And what's cool is once you make these changes, you can save this as a preset, so you don't have to change it all the time. So that's pretty handy. Now for these images, I'm not gonna select watermark. And then post-processing, you can say, hey, once the processing of these 3 images or 100 images is finished, then maybe open them in Photoshop or open the folder with the images afterwards, or maybe create some kind of additional action created within the Photoshop, or open another application and you can specify additional applications. So that's pretty handy as well. I usually don't use that often. Maybe show in Finder after export, that would be my selection. So once you're happy with these changes and you want to save this as a preset, you're more than welcome to hit add, and you can create something like MK, so my initials, and maybe we do resize to 2000 because we want 2000 pixels, sharpen matte, because we also sharpen matte, and this is JPEG XL. So I'm going to create this and just hit export. You will see at the top left, it's going to give you the progress line, and within few seconds the process is done. And it also opened for me the window where the files are edited. So this, guys, was a very quick video on how to perform an export. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like the presets that you've seen there, some of them are free, so you can jump on my Patreon page and download it from there. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any additional questions, don't hesitate, drop the comment down below. I will see you in the next one. Thanks.